Two robbers broke into the man's house, but he wasn't the least bit panicked. Instead, he was even a bit excited. With just a wave of his hand, the two robbers were immediately unable to move. Then the man recited an incantation, and in an instant, the robbers' faces turned into books. The man's name is John, and he is a talented cartoonist. In order to make his writing more realistic, he deliberately left his door unlocked for several days, just to lure thieves in. Then, by using his special ability, he could look through the thieves' memories, understand their personalities and experiences, and figure out how they became robbers. He could even write commands on the memories, altering the other party's memories and thoughts. With the help of this superpower, John created many excellent works. One day, while John was working on the plot of a new comic, Kelly, an editor from the publishing house, paid him a visit and provided an excellent piece of material. She said that in the deep mountains and old forests, there was a mysterious villa. As long as someone moved into this house, they would reach the peak of their life. For example, there was a delivery man who bought the house there and soon became the president of an airline. However, there were conditions for buying this villa. That is, it was only sold to people who were particular about etiquette. Out of curiosity, John decided to take on the challenge with Kelly. The two of them traveled through mountains and rivers and finally arrived in front of the villa. They were received by a child without eyebrows, who especially reminded them to abide by ancient etiquette. They didn't expect that the test would start from the moment they entered the door. Kelly just picked up a teacup and took a sip of water, but she was judged to have failed by the boy. It turned out that the way Kelly held the cup when drinking tea was wrong. It was a vulgar gesture that only people from the countryside would have. Kelly couldn't believe that there were so many rules just for drinking tea. She quickly said that it didn't count and hoped to be given another chance. The boy didn't refuse, but a strange smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Just as Kelly was feeling delighted, her phone rang. It turned out that her dog at home was suddenly on the verge of death, and her boyfriend was about to take it to the hospital. At that moment, a huge crashing sound came from the other end of the phone. It seemed that there had been a car accident. It turned out that because Kelly didn't follow the etiquette when drinking tea, her pet dog paid the price for it. Also, Kelly didn't use polite language when making the phone call, which also violated the etiquette, and her boyfriend lost his life because of it. At this moment, Kelly just wanted to go to the hospital to see her boyfriend, but she ignored the fact that she was still in the exam room. She hadn't walked a few steps before she fell to the ground. And in order to figure out the strangeness of this place, John used his superpower on the boy. With the sound of the leaves rustling, John began to look through the boy's memories. It turned out that he was an emissary of the mountain god, specially punishing those who disrespected the land. The standard was that set of strict etiquette. John suddenly felt something was wrong, because the act of looking through the memories was a form of prying into privacy, which also counted as not following the etiquette. He just felt a sense of powerlessness wash over him, and his right hand suddenly lost all feeling. This is a scene from the TV series Rohan Kishibe.